Okay, theme of today is like collapsing infinity on a quantum level, on a quantum waveform level, and changing your reality. So to begin with this, something that I'm experiencing in the dream state. So first of all, what is the dream state? It is a subtle state of vibration. So it's not this gross material level. In this subtle, sometimes we refer to something like 5D, and I'm not sure of the nomenclature of these dimensions, but there are definitely dimensions where this reality is more like a cartoon. So if I offset my vibration, either people call this astral projection. I experience it as like dream work, or sometimes actually offsetting my vibration, I will go into a different reality, okay, which may start looking exactly like this one, except your body is made of light and you have no internal organs. There is just a void inside of you. Okay, so this is a higher vibrational density. Why am I bringing this into the topic is because over there you can shapeshift, okay, and it's just very close to here where we are, so it's just like a little bit different bandwidth. Okay, when you go all the way different bandwidth, things start to really become cartoonish and shape-shifting, and then ultimately there will be disappearance of form into like letters and archetypes, and then disappearance of these into like infinite light, and then there, universe is a big console, or the multiverse is a big console, so there are many things. What we want to focus here is working with this reality construct, and why I'm bringing this spiritual construct is just for reference, okay, because if you go into dream state and experience yourself in a parallel multiverse reality where you are yourself in a different reality construct, or you are Shrek in a different reality construct, this is inspiring, and this is like something that relates to this reality in a realm that we call fantasy, because it can be nice art, it can be speaking Shrek language, right? But it's not maybe something that's relatable to the society at large, where we all agree on a common theme and we co-create the quantum collapse, okay? Because in my individual reality, I can create and manifest timelines that nobody else can see, based on nobody else having a pre-programmed information to actually collapse their reality for themselves. So this is why yogis, they retreat into jungle, or monks go into caves or monasteries somewhere high above, because it's then a brotherhood of playing video games. Everybody come to monastery and we go in meditation, and we go in astral projection, and then we play different video games together. So there needs to be a community that is then agreeing upon the possibilities of this reality. Otherwise, if you're just taking the grand scheme of things like the mainstream reality, the information that is passed on is co-creating the collective timeline. And so if everybody believes in the pandemic, cool, I can manifest timeline of a parallel Earth with no pandemic, but even my like mom and dad and my wife and like other people that are close to me, they're not seeing that timeline because they're immersed into everybody else's like collective timeline information, so they're quantum collapsing that there is a lockdown. In the meantime, I'm kind of like on a plane, on a timeline that looks the same, the buildings look the same, but there are less people and everybody's just outside and there's no disease, and this is a parallel Earth to which very few people are subscribing to, okay, on the moment. So, but then, how many parallel Earths are there? They're actually infinite. So I'm talking about my dreamscape experience, where these realities that vibrationally correspond, they're kind of more closer to this reality, but then the buildings are different, so it starts to become cartoonish. People start to be, I don't know, inflated or skinny and tall or whatever. It's kind of like going a little bit further away from this reality that I also experienced that as a parallel reality where I'm not grounded in per se as this character, but I have my parallel character, and over there I have a similar neighborhood, similar set of buildings, but they're like shorter buildings or more chubby buildings, and things work like this. So device, the console of the multiverse, is really just vibrating an infinite potential into infinite plausible scenarios, and these are shuffleable. Okay, now also there is something that anchors you, and this is your energetic memory, and this is going to be assigned to you in your frequency bandwidth. So when you change your memory, your thoughts, your beliefs, your memory actually, then you offset your also frequency, you're nudging yourself into a quantum shift, right? But then you're also losing the storyline. Okay, so you're like losing the people, or you're giving up the people, or you're giving up your old self. Because you're defragmenting the storyline, then you can shift and assume a different storyline. Now we do this every day on a micro level when we change habits, like atomic habits. You change a little ritual, you change a little habit, and then your reality starts to shift. And this we can pace because it becomes incremental, so we can then set an anchor and reaffirm ourselves in this new identity where I wake up and have a different ritual than the version of me that was yesterday. So we don't see this like cartoonish offset where everything is shape-shifting. Okay, but this is the nature of reality, that it can go weird, it can go totally dyslexic if everything starts to shift. You might have experienced this on like eating magic mushrooms, where everybody becomes a cartoon and everybody's doing goofy. I experienced it in an offsetted state of consciousness. So I offset my state of consciousness from being grounded in this body frequency person attunement and find a different attunement. Okay, so still this is all conceptual prologue for what I'm going to then explain as working with this reality, so your continuous timeline. The baseline of this is understanding the empty theater. So empty theater would be understanding, okay, everything is vibrational. On a quantum level, vibration appears from space itself, but the space itself is penetrated with awareness. So the consciousness is actually projecting this awareness and becoming the space itself. And then this consciousness has innate intelligence. So this intelligence is not even something that we can intellectually grasp, because it's wider. It's simply wider than the mental construct. The mental construct, our linguistic phrasing, is just one patterning of this intelligence. Molecular patterning is the another. This fabric of my sweatshirt is another patterning. The trees and the buildings and the air and the water and the elementals are patternings of awareness that innately is intelligent. So to experience the empty theater, well, I will just explain what my experience of samadhi was. And few times I go into this like emptying out the form from the space. And so if you do it with meditation, you will first experience that when you meditate, you have to find this state where you can switch the mind on and off. And how you switch first the mental chatter on and off is actually by expanding on the emptiness or the silence. Now, when you know that the nature of things is emptiness, or if you have realized the pure being, pure self, then it's kind of easier to anchor into that, because mind is kind of computing always for, well, either survival or some kind of strategy of choice. Okay, so this is your intellectual, like, should I do this, do that, maybe I need to do this. So it's kind of prompting everything that your subconscious is doing, and your conscious is giving you subtitles like, maybe we should, like, drink some water, maybe I need to go and to the toilet, or maybe what I'm going to do later, right? So this chit chat, or like chitta mind, is actually easy to transcend. If you know the nature of your pure being, it's like anchoring in the pure being, expanding the infinite void, because there is supreme just peace. I used to fall into this trap when I was explaining this in my previous videos. If I would expand it while I'm making the video and my mind would just cease, then this transmission would just dissipate. I would stay like this, and like, for even the mind cessation is so that no words are even, you can't even like anchor into words. Now I'm holding my anchor into the words, and I'm holding my anchor into physical reality. But when you jump into samadhi a few times, then you learn how to ping pong, how to go back and forth. So first of all, shutting the mind off is okay, that's one, but then the body will have the karmic process of you, or your patterns in your subconscious, they are running your operating system. So if you try to then go further into the void, and you don't know how to actually go into the disappearance of form, then the body will start to detox. So on a physical level, is actually like experiencing the detox. Headphones on. On a physical level is actually like experiencing the detox, because if you're zooming into the emptiness, the physical will start to detox and will start to sweat. Why? Because it's inducing something that we call dark energy, or pure plasma, pure light or pure dark, because it's the same on that level, yin and yang. It's then going to burst into your quantum structure, which is going to then burst into your atomic, then it's going to burst into your cellular, or actually all of these are superimposed, so it's not one by one, but it's automatically the void, or the infinite void, or the infinite light is going to burst energy into your whole, all layers of the cake. And if your physical body on a cellular level is not detoxed, you're going to start sweating. Then the karmic processes, or the patterns, is like when you sit in meditation and then you start to notice like your subconscious defragmenting. Now this can be a long process, because you can go and sit Vipassana for 20 days and it will still unfold patterns. So very many meditation practices is like, witnessing the patterns until you have exhausted the patterns. Now this can be also offsetted. This can be just created to like somatic movement, or Tai Chi or Kriya, where you can unfold the patterns in a faster pace. Still, your awareness connects into the emptiness, so you don't have to even understand what the subconscious patterns are made of. Understanding your subconscious patterns is cool, because when you understand the patterning, then you can imply patterns or assume patterns, imprint patterns, defragment patterns. So your human habits, or your operating system, or your quantum shifting, or your self-contemplation can be enhanced, and how you use this operating system can be enhanced. Okay, you can alchemize. It's called alchemy. You can alchemize what your operating system is holding, your individuality, your karma, your energetic memory. So transformation of that is then actually done in an easier manner, okay, when you do it through Kriya or movement, because this is the technology that this reality applies to itself, the intelligence, okay, the innate intelligence applies this like geometric movement and then fluid movement to kind of like defragment the information. So you're burning your karma. Yoga is also designed for this, to like burn down these patterns. So when you sit to meditate, the patterns already burned out. So you don't have to endure. Your body wants to go there, your body wants to eat a sandwich, your body wants to do this, your body wants to do, all the information that you preset it before, your body wants to automatically do. This is what subconscious does. It automates your processes. So levels of samadhi, entering the state, connecting, anchoring yourself at the 0 point. The 0 point itself, it's also the space is collapsing. So form collapses, the physical appearance of things collapses, then you may be left with a spiritual form or more subtle vibration, like sound or like spiritual beings or other dimensions. That will also collapse into just then either infinite light, infinite darkness, but then that can also collapse into no space. So that would be the final stage. So this is unnecessary to actually experience unless, because you already exist there and you're already always experiencing that, and from no space you're expanding yourself into space, and then as space and with it consciousness as space with its innate intelligence is then crystallizing itself as the 5 elements. So space plus fire, water, air, earth, maybe ether, I don't know, but they just look like emanations from this emptiness that start twirling the intelligence into a code, and then that becomes materialized reality. So this is understood, but it's actually remembered or witnessed on a different level of being where you're not a thinking human. So there's no humanness, so you need to go into that level of being where there is just an empty theater. So okay, I introduced this concept of an empty theater for the sake of understanding that all of these cars and buildings and trees and humans, that we are loomed into this experience of being, touching, licking, smelling and everything else, thinking, and then nomenclature of objects, saying, okay, I have a cup, I have a table, I have a money, I have the apple, I'm eating the apple, whatever. All of these intellectual stuff is just the nomenclature of objects that are created on the surface of reality. And on the baseline of reality, it's a theater of pure space that is consciousness, and it looms itself, consciousness space with its innate intelligence looms itself into every shape and form. Okay, boom. Let's have a little break so I can freaking breathe. So then we are noticing that the instruction for reality is reality itself. For the instruction, the consciousness is reality, the consciousness is the appearance of objects, the consciousness is the instruction for the appearance of objects. And these instructions have levels where this information is coded to be this reality or Shrek reality. I'm using this as an example of a parallel reality. Now, we don't want to shift into reality where we are green, okay, because that will be vibrationally intense to endure while occupying a physical form. So it's easier to just shift through, going into meditation, like putting this reality asleep and then like becoming present in a different reality. Note, I'm going to talk about also how you can make the door open from your room into a different geographical location, bypassing the linear structure of space and time. I don't know, this came in from the informational stream that I'm transmitting, so that's gonna be fun. Let's do another video, just let's finish this one first. I actually saw that in some type of anime that I was watching, where they inscribe the door with a sigil, and then when they open the door, they go somewhere else. So there are then these actually smart portals or ways that you can kind of like fall asleep, then reawaken in a different information set, or you can program a door to actually also be connected to your physical reality, like you have a door, but that door leads into a different dimension. Because on an informational level or subtle level, etheric level of reality, where these instruction sets of how physicality appears are held, you can this called magic, where you're using the instruction set to program everything, and then you get the physical reality to appear as something. Okay, and then your door can be, I want to have a door that, like, I can just walk through my door and I can go to Bali and visit my kid. I don't want to take a plane. Okay, I'm still in the process of stabilizing all this information, apparently. Okay. So let's bring it back into something basic, because all of this is very fantastic, but you have to get used to it doing some baby steps. Yes, so doing baby steps is going to naturally be like learning mental focus, detachment, being, pure awareness, and then quantum shifting, manifesting, this kind of thing. And this is also going to come into your, law of attraction is going to bring the information that you need for the next step to evolve your understanding of what this is, because you are what this is, and you are the intricate construct, intricate patterning of what this is. So you may play with the pattern on a level of, let's make nice bags, and then you like, okay, this is like going to be knitted, and this is going to be also like knitted on a different level, and then we need these, and then we need these, and then we need, so understanding of the looming is like, I also do fashion, so understanding of the looming and how all the parts connect together and where to produce the material and blah blah, how to inscribe the pattern into material or the knitwork or whatever, it's all something that you need to become informed, because it's already created, it's already manifest in the infinite set of theaters, okay, that are all happening within one space, one theater, holding infinite movies, infinite channels, infinite vibrational channels of the theater. So superimposed to this reality, you're also Shrek or Jedis or whatever the other fantasy realms are, or angels or like demons or whatever, all of them. They're all vibrational, they're all accessible. Now, again, grounding a quantum shift into this reality is the purpose of this transmission. So much information. Yoga now, okay, because so much information. Okay, anchoring in the calmness of the infinite void. Moving this information away from my body, because it becomes intense, because every thought form that wants to animate itself is like this. So also your physical body is influenced by the thought form, because it's expressing, right? Okay, so we're talking about fundamentals. So understand the empty theater. Understand that from the empty theater, materialization of your body, your thoughts, your voice, your and other stuffs in your reality is informed, and that you are individually selecting the information that is going to project your physicality. So you're actually selecting how you're going to look like. You're selecting your etheric template of your health, etheric template of your wealth, etheric template of how people behave, etheric template of what you are, what people say to you, etheric template of what is your life movie script. that forms then the events and the physicality. So to change your physical health, you have to go on emotional level, undo the blocks. To undo the blocks on emotional level, you need to change the way you perceive or think about reality. To change the way you actually habitually think about reality or what is your identity, you have to go to the chakra 8 little console here that holds your karmic scripts and okay. And then if you want to change that, you have to go into like whatever is it, pure theater, pure awareness. So from there you're like, I'm just the cause of everything. So you as awareness are then the cause of everything, and through instruction sets everything is molecularized. Yay. So how to use this? Finally, the score. How to use this. So remember when people pray and they say like, yo God Almighty, please make this something of change effective in my reality. So you're connecting the elevator with the console here and then the theater, right? Or you can remove yourself from your first person immersion into the empty theater and be like, okay, from this empty theater I am that I am, and also I am almighty, but then I am also pretty detached from anything and have no desires. So the infinite self needs to have the condensed self to make choices. So you need to ping pong between your infinite self and your condensed self. Your condensed self is operating with patterns and information that you have acquired, so your energetic memory or your karma. So you need to ping this, what you feel in your body as your karma and what's happening, you need to ping that to your omnipotence, and your omnipotence doesn't care, but it's almighty. Okay, so this is done by, hey ping, hey Google, can you find me a good vegan restaurant? Invocation. Okay, so you're invoking the infinite, seeing that it is the space that is holding together your appearance with your personality, your karma, your energetic memory, your physicality, and then commanding it to shift, creating a synergy, that coherence between the layers is like, hey, my infinite self. When you bring this into physical manifestation, you will also purge my body, my energetic memory, my emotional body, my mental body, my etheric template. You will penetrate them vibrationally and just shift. So I will receive like a download, which will make all of my energies go crazy, and I will feel like so much energy. But then I will be transformed, instantly healed, or something will instantly manifest, or it can manifest gradually, because when you start rebirthing my tissue, my energetic tissue, my etheric tissue, like my physical cellular tissue, molecular tissue, it's gonna feel like, right? So as I'm manifesting something, I myself am being reborn. And then I'm going to quantum collapse a physical reality that is a different timeline. That is just the looming of information by the prompt that I have selected. So I gave you the gun, I gave you the bazooka. Right now, be careful how you use it.